Again, if you're just joining, this is Nico from Unicorn Ride. Thank you, rest of the squad that's doing the back end. People have been out here for the third night in a row, 3 days in a row since Daunte Wright was killed. He was 20-year-old, killed by police. Kim Potter, Brooklyn Center Police Department, 26-year veteran, as well as training officer and head of the police union. She played a part in sort of covering up Kobe Heisler's murder in 2019. He was murdered by Brooklyn Center Police in his grandma's house after they called for help for him. Kim Potter says she didn't try to kill him. She thought she was grabbing her taser. She has not been charged. She has resigned. The police chief has resigned. The city manager was fired. And the mayor has taken over the police forces. Yet, Kim Potter is protected in her house in Champlin, Minnesota. Very, very plush neighborhood and house. She has barricades around it and a fence or fencing around her house and police as security guards. So she's very, very comfortable sitting in her house and possibly set up to get her pension with resigning. We'll see if charges will happen. Charges are on Washington County to give the charges.
Shut it down! 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 Huh? This is the Minnesota State Patrol. You're in violation of Minnesota State Statute 609-705, unlawful assembly. If you do not cease your unlawful behavior and disperse peaceably, you will be arrested. If you continue to obstruct, resist, and/or interfere with peace officers, you will be violating Minnesota State Statute 609.50, obstructing legal process, which will be an additional crime.
So they're about to give the media,
Media and press, leave the area and disperse to the north. Media and press, leave the area and disperse to the north.
Sure, yeah. Appreciate it, bro. Hey, this nice little skinny
the crowd has grown. I shouldn't say grown. The crowd has gotten more than it had a little bit ago.
No justice! No peace! No justice! No peace! No justice! No peace! Prosecute the police! 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 No justice! No peace! Prosecute the police!
They might be going around.
Always have a plan. Get your buddy and always have a plan. Do not fret. We stay peaceful. If we don't get no justice, if we don't get no justice, they don't get no peace. If we don't get no justice, they don't get no peace. If we don't get no justice, they don't get no peace. If we don't get no justice, they don't get no peace. Y'all ain't seen it before. They don't get no peace. If we don't get no justice, they don't get no peace. If we don't get no justice, they don't get no peace. Does it feel good to be a murderer and not go to jail? I want to know what that's like. Will your coworker get 25 years? Or life? That's all you bitches. Fight the police. Back jail. All day, every day. Pussy. Power. Representative Police Department has been murdered. You killed my brother 10 years ago. Guess what his name was? Daunte Wright. Does that ring a bell for anybody? You killed my brother 10 years ago. I will be out here every night. Stop killing us.
Process, which will be an additional crime.
If you go to unicornride.ninja and you go to our front page,
Leave the area and disperse to the north.
if you scroll down on the front page, you'll see a families against police violence. Yeah, I saw them. Yep. Thank you. Yep. Families searching for police accountability. Is an article.
Leave the area now. Disperse to the north.
Click into the article. In the bottom of the article is a video called "Killed by Police," and one of the stories I believe is Daunte Wright. Hey, would you want to talk about Daunte? Yeah. On live, is that okay? Yeah, you don't have to. You can do it later. But I'm also live, just to warn you. We don't have to do it now. We can do it later. Okay, yeah. Sending you my love, though. I remember you. Yeah.
Center Police Department, would you like me to list off a name of people you killed in the last 10 years? Justice for Kobe Heiser! Justice for Daunte Wright! Justice for Daunte Wright! Yes, those are two separate killings. Those are two separate murders. 10 years apart. Same police department. Same 20-year-old little boy. Do you feel good? Do you feel powerful? Travis Jordan. Justice for Travis Jordan. Justice for Travis Jordan. Justice for Isaac Aiden. Justice for Justin Simon. Justice for Tamir Wright. Justice for Jamal Clark. Justice for George Floyd. We are tired. Aren't you tired of seeing us? We're tired of being murdered. Stop murdering us. You bleed just like I do, and I can't wait to see it. I can't wait.
So they have National Guards on the sides out here. Try to get you another view of one of them. apologies for the inability for me to zoom in very well. The screen is upside down for me. We're gonna get that fixed tomorrow. Thank you all for joining. This is Nico from Unicorn Riot. Thank you on the back end. We are a non-profit 501c3 organization dedicated to bringing context to social and environmental struggles. We're here live in Brooklyn Center.
609-705 If you do not cease your unlawful behavior and disperse peaceably, you will be arrested. If you continue to obstruct, resist, and/or interfere with police officers, you will be violating Minnesota State Statute 609.50, obstructing legal process, which will be an additional crime. Media and press, leave the area. Disperse to the north. Media and press, leave the area. Disperse to the north.
Watch your surroundings. Watch your surroundings.
Yeah. This is likely a kettle situation soon. Since the police have not moved up very much down this block, it's a wonder what exactly they have staged back here. We see officers or National Guardsmen on the left side of these houses, and so do not know where the staging ground is for the police at this moment. But people are talking about Spain. Staying awake from it.
What do we want? What do we want it? What do we want? When do we want it? What do we want? When do we want it? What do we want? When do we want it?
They're gonna switch between 40 and all the two shit.
Stay alert. Stay together. Stay tight. We do this every night. Stay together. Stay tight. We do this every night. Stay together. Stay tight.
Police are running. People built a fire right here. Police are arresting for us, it looks like. Or pushing them down at least.
This time y'all need to be hopping in y'all cars.
now they're pulling people out of cars. So we'll see how far, if the police start their line right here or what. Should be safer here, but there's still more sheriff cars, so I'm not sure. A lot of arrests. Oops, I'm sorry. A very large police force. Just came to the other side, as we sort of expecting. Everybody sort of expected it. People were talking about it. Didn't seem like they had a watcher on the side that was like relaying any information, saying that it was about to happen, but people were pretty prepared. Apologies for not getting the best shots getting out of there. All those dispersal orders for press. I'm sure that I would have been arrested at this point, and I'm trying to continue to document, although we did miss a lot of the documentation of some of those arrests happening. But they're walking this person out, so maybe that would have been okay.
They were just saying you're supposed to be following dispersal orders. I said I'm doing my job as press. I'm covering the story, and he said, "Well, that doesn't. If you're stuck in with protesters, you're going to be targeted. You could be arrested." I said, "Hey, I'm doing my job. I'm being out here on the front lines." Then he just said, "Well, you got to leave now. Next time you'll be arrested." So did what I had to do. So we're good.
Holy shit. Good to see you.
You too. So yeah, you heard a media man just say he was able to get out. The police allowed him to get out. You know, they have a line here. It's very cold out here again. It's like you gotta wear gloves type weather. So again, what you just witnessed was a bunch of, it was a rush, sort of a forced kettle rush. Dang, I could have stayed in there too. Looks like they're walking a couple other people out. I apologize. Anyways, it is what it is. We got out of it. We could have been in it and then gotten out, but hey. Looks like they let another couple folks out here. Looks like media people as well. So the troopers had held their line for a long time. They waited for backup to arrive to both sides, flank the area, push in. For some reason, they allowed the opening for a lot of people to get out. I don't know if it was on purpose, but a lot of people were able to escape the kettle, even in their cars. But there's also those cars that were not able to escape. Yesterday, we saw that there was 40 arrests officially, they said. A lot of the people got cited and released, cited for unlawful assembly or curfew violation. Very loud noise from this new Verizon building. I'm not sure why. I don't think anybody broke into it. Again, very large police force.
Smashing the cars?
Huh?
Please say yes. You got footages from them smashing the cars? Over there?
Nah. They were smashing the cars?
Yeah.
Like breaking the windows to get people out or what? Police were smashing cars, or authorities were smashing some of the car windows to get people out. Try to go get you another view. Oh, we'll see what's going on with these guys. Looks like they're gonna push this crowd further.
Come here.
So nothing but media over here, pretty much.
Are they moving? They're moving, so I'm starting to move. Yeah. No, I don't think so. They have
Here comes National Guard with shields. Up here, there's about 25 press members. I don't think any protesters are left over here. Could be though. Again, we're here live in Brooklyn Center. This is Nico from Unicorn Riot. Unicorn Riot is a 501c3 educational nonprofit organization. We do more than just live stream. We do investigations, documentaries, trial coverage of the Chauvin trial, as well as a lot of other things. Check us out on the internet, unicornriot.ninja. Check out our Twitter feed, UR_ninja, Facebook, and YouTube. Looks like they might be walking. No, those are other National Guard members. Again, Kim Potter is a police officer who killed Daunte Wright. She was a 26-year vet. She had been a police officer longer than Daunte Wright had been alive. There's National Guardsmen in this truck. This is the third day of protest for Daunte Wright. Again, Kim Powder, as I was saying, she's a 26-year vet of the Brooklyn Center Police Department, and she's also a training officer. She is the officer that... Okay. Nice. Hold on one second. All right. Yeah, it's just press. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Let me get this back focused. There we go. All this happened. Now the screen flips, and now I can see what I'm doing. It's a whole new world now. So here in the back distance area is a bunch of police and other authorities figures, and they have buses. Looks like they might continue to hold their line here, but this officer in the middle is walking and talking to every single person. So he's giving them some kind of order. I'm not positive what the order is at this point.
You better move back, you dude.
The officers are, that is with the person with the flashlight right there, that is a shooter. I call him a shooter because he has a gun with 40mm marker rounds and other such less lethal, quote unquote, munitions that the police have been shooting out here in Brooklyn Center. I think it might be time for curfew at this point. It might be 10 o'clock.
It's past 10 o'clock.
No, that's 11 o'clock. That's where I just heard the curfew signal.
Oh my
I think one of the neighborhood reporter has two folks. The gentleman from neighborhood reporter was, I think, detained for a while or had to been split up from the other partner of neighborhood reporter. But I think they're getting back together, hopefully in a minute, after being departed from the mad police rush that happened. And we're sort of just at this point of nothingness where we sort of were before the police ran at everybody. The crowd had sort of matriculated a little bit deeper when the police hadn't made their move or the troopers hadn't made their move. And so what you saw just about 10, 15 minutes ago was the police making their move along with the coordination of other officers moving on this block, 69th, I believe.
Well, it was such a level.
I'm thinking.
There's no purpose. Yeah, we sat for half a second.
The guardsmen that were over here on their mission to go forward up the block have just been standing there. There's nothing really to do. This is very much overkill, if you ask me. There was a very low amount of people, a lot of press. There's probably about 30 more people that have matriculated during the time that the police hadn't made their further moves. And then they kettled everybody. They did allow some to get out. I think that's National Guard. It's hard to tell from my vantage point. You can probably see better on your T screen. If it is, I believe it's that, could be that 34th Infantry. I'm really not sure. Sometimes state troopers have SWAT, the state trooper SWAT have camouflage uniforms. And other Anoka County, or Anoka SWAT, and some of the other ones have those types of camo uniforms. So it's sometimes hard to tell if they're National Guard or if they're other officers. So again, if you're just joining us, this was a protest for Daunte Wright. So they're moving the barricade up to this line. It's filled with officers. Only three on each side, maybe two on the side and one on the back. It looked like it didn't fill them. They didn't fill all the sidebars with them. But they've now pretty much heavily fortified this corner. Then they're going to secure it for a few hours, is my guess, and then they'll release the area back to the residents who live here. There was not a lot going on tonight. There was small projectiles thrown at officers and some other people who were ready to defend themselves with umbrellas and shields because the police continue to use a lot of munitions. But there was a lot of police action tonight. Quite a few arrests. This is only one corner. There's also 3 or 4 other corners that the police are at, I believe. Just so much officers. If you go to our Twitter handle, _ninja, you'll probably see some video that shows one of their staging areas at Earl Brown Center. I think Earl Brown was a KKK member. He's basically the founder of this city. Sundown towns aren't only in the South. Minnesota's got a very racist past. And you can see it embodied in its police institutions who have just killed Daunte Wright. A lot of people say that Kim Potter, who killed him, who was a training officer of 26 years on the force, did not act in a mistake fashion. That the actions taken by Kim Potter that killed Daunte Wright should be charged with murder. Kim Potter was also part of the cover-up after Kobe Heisler was killed by Brooklyn Center police in 2019, I believe. We spoke to Kobe's mother and heard from also other family members of his numerous times here in the last couple of years. If you type in Kobe Heisler, HeislerKobe was his first name, and Unicorn Riot into Google, you can find some of our articles and videos where we heard from his mother and other family members. And then also just do your research into him. Autistic, killed by police during a mental health crisis or a mental health call. And they were actually called and told not to come. They chose to come anyway. and they killed him. Daunte Wright was pulled over on a traffic violation. Kim Potter, 26-year vet, trainer, thought she was pulling the taser on him. Shot him and killed him. 20 years old. People have come out to protest. They've been met with a lot of violence by the police. There's been some projectiles that has been thrown at the police in the past. Not in the past, a lot in the last few days, in response. Got distracted by the gentleman who walked up and just got shown the light right away and just walked back. So we're here on 69th Avenue. This is the scene off 69th Ave. I'm not sure direction which way we are at this point, but the police station is in front of us to the left, about 3-4 blocks. Sort of a strip mall on the left side, police station on the right. 66 or 67th and Humboldt. Right now we're on 69th. So we got 3 blocks. So you can go to our website for more on also the training that these folks receive. Those folks on the front are police officers. What we saw on that first line was conservation officers, DNR, Department of Natural Resources, as well as state troopers. The other funny thing about the DNR, I believe, so you can go to our website as well, check a story out that Sam Richards, a contributor, did on munitions that were bought and brought, I think, by a DNR plane, if I can remember right, during one of the heights, second or third day of, maybe the third or fourth day, George Floyd uprising. Here in Minneapolis, the police ran out of munitions and they needed to order more. And the DNR allowed them to use their plane to drive to fly to Wyoming, Casper, Wyoming, or something like that, to where they could get more munitions. And they came back with so much. Sam Richards was able to discover that in FOIA requests, Freedom of Information Act, records requests, that we are all allowed to file. Well, right now, we know that this is, I think, the West Central Command structure, I think is what it's called. Part of Operation Safety Net, which the police created in the aftermath of George Floyd. And they created it because they really lost all control of the metro area, from my understanding. That's why, one of the reasons why they created it. And that, and to protect their corporate interests and their private interests and property, because you can see by the way that they police these protests and whatnot, they do not talk to the community. They shoot at the community, and then they protect their property. So in this case, they shoot at the community, and the community is seeking justice for Daunte Wright, or grieving for Daunte Wright, and also traumatized by another police murder that now everybody saw on video, because they did release a video. But the point is, sorry, I just got totally distracted by the police light flashing and some of the people that were in the periphery. So, back to the point. Can't remember what it exactly was, but we'll go back to talking about the Field Force training manuals. The Field Force training manuals are available on our website, unicornriot.ninja, and they have a lot of information as to how these folks get trained. We were talking about the Line 3 training a minute ago, or Line 3. DNR and the state troopers combined for Operation Northern Lights Task Force. It was the Northern Lights Task Force. They all trained together along with northern Minnesota counties, sheriff departments and whatnot. They trained together to combat the Resistance Line 3 pipeline, which is a tar sands oil pipeline that's getting put through northern Minnesota sort of as we speak. Construction sort of on hold for, I think, another 2 months because of the seasons change and it's not right for them to work underground or whatnot. There's a delayed period. So the reason why I bring that up is because, again, we were able to find out information from FOIA requests of Operation Northern Lights, or of the Northern Lights Task Force. We've had a lot of extensive coverage on Line 3 resistance as well. Go to our website, you can check that out. You can check it out on the front page if you go down a little bit and go to Line 3 resistance. That's sort of a landing page for a lot of the articles. Again, it's related in the sense that the police interaction with the community, as we were talking about with Daunte Wright, after he got murdered, the police's interaction with the community was to meet with them with violence and to not talk to them, sort of as we were talking about as well with the George Floyd uprising. After the George Floyd uprising started, within the first week, the police started to create this new plan, or within, very recent time after the George Floyd uprising started, the police created Operation Safety Net. I think it's in its third or fourth phase. Yeah, third phase, excuse me. I think there's 4 phases. The 4th phase is them leaving. So the 3rd phase is exercising maximum, I could be wrong. I'm talking about this on the fly without doing the quick research real quick. But this is from off my head, and I think this is right. I think there was 4 phases of Operation Safety Net. The 4th phase is them leaving. The 3rd phase is probably what they just activated very recently, I think yesterday or day before. And that they were supposedly going to activate 3rd phase, which is a huge police force. It's showing a huge police force when the verdict of the George Floyd, when the verdict of the Derek Chauvin trial is going to be announced. And so basically we're now in the 3rd phase where it's a very large police presence. Right now they're focused out here in Brooklyn Center. They're all across sort of the West Metro and Minneapolis. St. Paul was hit with a curfew. I think they have other police forces as well out in St. Paul. From my understanding, there was going to be 1,000 to 3,000 National Guard that were sent into the cities to be stationed in front of government installations and other corporate institutions. We saw them on our way in various spots. They were on Lake Street, 31st, by TCF Bank, protecting that. I'm not really sure if they're protecting it or what, but it seems like they're just like put in locations where they can protect businesses at this point. Yesterday or day before, they were uptown, protecting a lot of businesses uptown, or I shouldn't say protecting, but sitting in front of the businesses. And so it looks like they're stationed. The National Guard has been stationed to protect the private interests of the corporations. And so that's basically what it is. Some folks, locals getting pictures. Sorry, bro. Forgot my light was on. Some locals getting pictures.
Why'd they do it, man?
Why'd they kill him? You want to talk? I'm live right now.
Hey, man, we out here, man. We just wondering.
Your phone?
Yeah. And we just wondering why they do it. And just curious, man, why they do it. It don't make no damn sense. What is it fun for them? And we just curious why they do it. Why y'all do it?
Not for though. Fuck 12, man. They bogus as hell.
Man, fuck 12. They kill my cousin, man. Fuck that fat ass nigga. Fuck that little short ass nigga. Fuck all these niggas. Fuck National Guard. On phone now. On phone now. Why they do it?
Right. It's not even just why do they do it. It's why do they keep getting away with the shit. This shit keep why they keep doing this shit, and they keep on thinking that it's all cool, and it's not cool at all. Like, what they're doing, they need to be held accountable. Shut the fuck up. Each and every person needs, this is real shit, though. Each and every person need to be held accountable. All of you guys, y'all know this shit is wrong. If y'all stand for this, fuck y'all. Some of y'all, not all of y'all is like that, but for the ones that is, fuck y'all. What do you say?
A small crew of folks just took off as the police moved forward. Very menacing looking officers standing there with their guns. Okay, well, glad we were able to hear from the local folks right there real quick. They actually didn't run away. They just ran a little bit. So, again, as the police were clearing this area, they took a lot of cars because a lot of the people were trying to leave in their cars. The police actually smashed out windows of cars. I did not see that. I heard it. I do not know verification if that happened, but it sounds like something that would happen based on past experience of police interactions during these times of protest. And now you see Cardinal tow truck repair, or tow truck, two of them have pulled up to get some of the cars that were, where people were arrested from or detained from. And so Cardinal's working with, I don't know if they're working with, but they're here to pick up the vehicles. Quick recap. If you're just joining, this is Nico from Unicorn Wright. Thank you, Chris, for running the back end, and for other folks in UR for helping out, Dan and other folks. We do have continuing ongoing Chauvin trial coverage that happens in the morning, 8 or 9 a.m. every single day. Continue to follow that. Continue to follow our work at unicornriot.ninja, Twitter, UR_ninja, Facebook, YouTube, and Vimeo, as well as Instagram, unicorn.riot. We will be continuing to try to bring you the happenings here in Minneapolis area, as well as others across the globe. Check out our website for a new report from Brazil. And we'll have some other new reports about Daunte Wright and the situation, the ongoing situation here in Brooklyn Center area upcoming. So continue to follow our work. We're going to take the stream down. This is Nico from Unicorn Riot. Again, thank you, Chris. Thank you, all of you all, for continuing to share our work, donating to us, because that's the only way we are able to operate. We are a 501c3 educational nonprofit. One second. Take the mic out of my ear. We are educational nonprofit, 501c3 educational media nonprofit. And what we do is we try to bring context to social and environmental struggles. We have a lot of investigations, documentaries, articles, videos, live streams, and the whatnot. Check out our website. We do also have one of the largest databases of white supremacist organizers chats from Charlottesville and beyond. Again, we're trying to bring context to a lot of these issues when it comes to also police killings and police brutality and police accountability. So continue to follow our work. We are also, as I said, showcasing the Chauvin trial and the community reaction from that, as well as continuing to provide coverage from the surroundings after George Floyd has been killed, which is coming up on a year. George Floyd Square continues to stand, and people continue to gather there and to use it as a healing space and a sacred space. And we heard earlier, so today or yesterday, from Mylisha, who's a mainstay over at George Floyd Square, after the vigil for Daunte Wright. Everybody's out here for Daunte Wright. He was a 20-year-old killed by police. Kim Potter, she was a 26-year vet for the Brooklyn Center Police Department. She is the head of the police union. She has also helped to cover up Kobe Heisler's murder here in Brooklyn Center. You also heard from a family member of Daunte Wright, who is also almost the exact same name, killed 10 years ago by the Brooklyn Center Police. Here today, you heard that. You heard it from her talking while the police were about to make their moves. What you saw on this stream was unlawful assemblies be called at the police department in Brooklyn Center where people had stood together to protest for justice for Daunte Wright and against the police killing by Kim Potter. The police called unlawful assemblies, used chemical munitions and other 40mm marker rounds and whatnot. They actually shot me. One second. With the 40mm marker round, it is not about me, but it is about the way that the police are interacting with the community. So again, thank you for tuning in to allow us to bring you what the police are doing and allow us to bring you voices from the community. The last thing, the police rushed everybody. They had an operation where they also had these other officers that you sort of see in the distance and in the peripheries on the right side and the straight up to the left. They came up on 69th, tried to kettle everybody. A lot of people got away, and you want to say anything? Yeah. You want just audio or video too?
No, that's all you, man. I'm good.
I think about it. Okay.
I'm going down in a minute. I was just doing my outfit. I'll film you after this.
Okay, so yeah, again, continue to follow our work. What you saw at the end was the police just rush in. The state troopers pull down, go down 69th, go up 69th, go up Humboldt to 69th, and these officers come down 69th to Humboldt. Seems like the police officers are using Earl Brown Center as a staging ground for the West Central Command. We will see how long this continues to last. It looks like the police forces are going to be beef as this for the next few days at least, and possibly into the verdict of this Derek Chauvin trial, which is possibly looking at next week. So we're Tuesday night here in Minneapolis or in Brooklyn Center. This was Nico reporting for you live. Thank you, Chris, for running the back, and thank you all for being out there. As I was talking about with the nonprofit status, we have that status 501c3, and so that allows all of you to donate tax deductibly. So if you have financial privilege and you like our work and you don't want to just share our work and you want to actually contribute, you can contribute tax deductibly. So again, thank you all for tuning in. We're going to take a stream down and continue to document out here and throughout the city. Check out our Twitter feed, UR_Ninja, for possibly more updates through the night. Have a good night, you all.